Hey everyone, so I am jumping right into a voiceover because when I did the introduction for this video, it just had a little bit too much background noise. So in this video, I kind of want to start my 2020 project and show you what I have finally decided to do for my family documenting. In front of me, I have this Love 8.5 by 11 album from Hobby Lobby and also a digital project on the left that will be documenting a family adventure. And I will be doing things 8.5 by 11. I'm super excited to try 8.5 by 11 again. Shannon Morton and I were talking a while back, a couple months ago, about bringing 8.5 by 11 back, like starting a revolution. And I thought that that was awesome. So I am joining this movement and I'm going to do 8.5 by 11. Like I said, I'm super excited. I just really want to play digitally and use my stash. I'll have another video soon showing you the first week in this album, and I will explain kind of, 4 reasons that I have for doing 8.5 by 11. But one of the big ones is just using up my stash, going back to my digital roots, and just playing. For me, when I want to play, I tend to go towards digital. So that is what I have decided for family documenting 8.5 by 11. And I can't be more excited. So I hope that this enthusiasm lasts the whole year because 9 by 12 I didn't mind 9 by 12, but in talking to lots of scrapbookers and talking to them about it, 9 by 12 was not a project I would pick up when I had time to create. It just wasn't. So I'm going to 8.5 by 11 because I thoroughly enjoyed it 8.5 by 11 when I did it 2 years for 2017 and 2018. All right. In this video, not only am I going to put together the adventure spread on the left, but I'm going to put together a pretty simple title page. I have these photos from our vacation. We were lucky enough to take a little getaway right when the year started. So I'm going to use some photos from that. They match perfectly with the Stories by the Month January kit. And I'm going to cut down the cards and make one custom card to fit. And I'm also, like I said, I'm going to do this adventure page. And this adventure page is going to have a 3x4, 4 vertical pocket page to go on top of it. So I'm going to include both these projects. I'm not sure if it makes sense, but to me it makes sense because this is the start of my album and I really wanted to show you guys my thinking for this year's family documenting. And I was just showing you the cards that I printed that are Story Kit Celebration, and I printed those hearts, and I don't think I'm going to cut those out because I found some fabric hearts. So I'm going to use those instead. And I picked out a few other pieces. Not sure what I'm going to use, but I am going to definitely be using the fabric hearts, I think. So let's get started. Okay, so I have the back of the family photo, the acrylic page I will share later on. But for the back of the family photo, I have this card here. And I think it's like the story card or something. I'm going to go ahead and include that right there on the back. And I'm just trimming it down. I think I trimmed it all lopsy-loopsy or however you want to say it. It's not perfect, but I wanted to put something on there. And the story cards are I keep calling it story cards. Quote cards, is that the right word? Quote cards. I never use those. So can't talk. I'm determined to use those more this year. Determined. All right, so I'm setting up my photos and I'm kind of checking the dimensions because I haven't done 8.5 by 11 in a while. So my dimensions are a little bit off. So I think I had to go back and reprint the photos a little bit bigger. And I am looking through the kit to see which ones I want to use. I love that tag card. I'm not sure. I was thinking I have to use this card. So I figured I could fussy cut out those tags and then make my own card. So I'm going to do that in a little bit. Picking out the chipboard that I can use. I can definitely use the Fresh Start, which I'm excited to use. That's a big, bold piece. And then I picked out the yellow one that said, I don't know what it says, bring on the happy or something. But I picked out a few of them because, once again, I'm going to use the chipboard. Determined to use the chipboard. So I'm cutting out my cards for to trim them down. I'm trimming down the black striped card, and then I'm going to trim down this bring on the routine. Is that what that one says? But I'm going to trim it down, and then I'm going to trim down another white card to make my own custom card. There we go. Bring on the new stories, not bring on the routine. Bring on the new stories. And then I'll have the chipboard piece on top. And then at first I was thinking I was going to do fresh start on that striped card, but in a little bit I will switch it down to the tag card. And I'm just moving around the photos, trying to figure out which photo I wanted where, because I didn't want the photos of my husband to be in the same places, and same thing with my son. I like to have balance, so that way the same people, whoever's in the photos, is not in the same section, if that makes sense. They're not too close together. All right, so for the striped card, I took out the fresh start, and I'm going to put in some of those awesome wood veneer people from the family. And for the custom card, I am cutting out some of the tags. I'm excited to do this card. I love this idea that I came up with. I'm going to cut out one big card and then two little pieces of the cards and then another big section of a tag. But the two little pieces are going to look kind of weird. Once I lay them down, it's going to look weird. But once I put the fresh start chipboard, it looks perfect. Looks awesome. It looks like a card that would have maybe come in the kit. But I made it using the traditional 4x6 card. So I super love how that came together, and I felt pretty clever coming up with that. See how I laid the fresh start? You can't even tell that the tags are separated. So, and I put the chipboard on there, and now I'm going to assemble that custom card, and I'm going to have to obviously cut off the edges that hang over, and then adjust it a little bit to make sure everything is like centered, and that way the tags at the top and the bottom aren't too close. See, I adjusted a little bit. And then I will lay the fresh start on top of it, and then I also have the 2020 wood veneer. I will be using that wood veneer, but I will be putting that on probably towards the end of the year. That way I can put photos on the back of those pockets, if that makes sense. Because I was trying to do that. I was trying to put that 2020 wood veneer on, and then I was thinking, how am I going to add photos to the pockets behind it if it's glued on there? So it works out to not glue it on just yet. See, I'm putting it on there, and I'm trying to decide, but there we go. It's done. This came together super quick, and I'm super excited. Thumbs up. Yay! All right, jumping in right into my next project, which is documenting our family adventure on the second day of the year. I am going to do a grid template that I came up with, and hopefully I will have the link for that template in my description so you can download it and play with it. And I did not print the photos for the bottom. I just chose not to. And I'm just going to print the joy card that I made, and I'm going to pop dot the joy. I'm using some chipboard to make my own chipboard pieces. I am putting down the yay banner, and then also the gratitude that is going to go on the side with the paper strip on the right. So I'm just putting those down, and there we go. Working on the gratitude one. I love adding chipboard and like making my own elements. I just love it. It's like my new favorite thing. I feel so clever doing that. So I'm going to do that throughout this this project that I have. And I pull out a chipboard that says the story starts here or something like that, just to add some green to that side. And now I'm going to work on the pockets. I was having a little bit of trouble figuring out where I wanted the photos, but in the end, I decided a photo of my son and my daughter to start the page protector would be best. and I have the gratitude card with the swirlies, and I'm going to put a family circle on top. I think in the traditional kit they were plastic or something like that, but I'm going to turn it into a custom chipboard piece for my project, and then I'm just going to cut it out as best as I can. I think these scissors were getting a little dull, so it was hard to cut out this particular circle. I need to sharpen these scissors. I always forget to do that. And then I will put that on, but first I'm going to add a fabric heart behind it, and I will staple that, and then I can glue on the family circle. There we go. Glue it on, and that is done. I think I mentioned this, but I'm not sure. I'm really just trying not to overthink things so far this year and just get things done and documented. I really want to be a lot more successful with my family documenting this year. So done and documented is better than fussing over little details. So for this card that's going to be on the back, I did a fabric circle, a small little January chipboard, and then the piece of the black circle that I cut off from the journaling card. This photo of my husband and my daughter, I didn't know where to put the adore this, but I finally decided in the upper right corner was best. For the big fabric heart on the main left page, I used 2 staples instead of 1 just to do something a little bit different. I'm also going to mat this chipboard, or I'm not saying that right. I'm going to mat the digital piece that says celebrating onto some chipboard to make my own chipboard, and then add in the chipboard piece, and then I'm done. Here it is. I finished it up, this spread. I kept it pretty simple, I think, and I made my own custom chipboard like you saw, and just added in the fabric hearts. Called it done. Did one little journaling card here, and this is a journaling card. I have not messed up on a journaling card this bad in a while, but oh well. I'm not gonna take the time to reprint it and fix the mistakes, so it'll just have the mistakes. So I'm gonna take pictures of this, and then I'll put it in my album. But since, hopefully if you've watched this entire video, you've seen these pieces come together. This piece, I don't think I shared, it is a transparency from Studio Calico, and I just put a selfie on top. And then the back is just the card from the January kit, quote card, and I figured I'm not gonna use it for anything else, and I'm just probably gonna hoard it. So instead of hoarding it, I put it in here. This is the finished page that you saw me put together, the 2020 piece. I'm gonna save that for the end of the year, and then I'll put it on. And then this is where I will put this outdoor adventure. So that's the start of my album for 2020. I'm pretty excited to do 8.5 by 11. I think it's a manageable size, and I will be doing memory planner pages as well, doing lots of planning digital and Project Life digital. I think that that'll be fun. It'll just give me an opportunity to play a little bit more, which I love. I love digital playing. So I hope you enjoyed watching the start of my 2020 video. Hopefully it wasn't too long, and leave a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.